Welcome to the Bank First Ranger Hour. Super Talk Mississippi 93.7 Spotlight on Northwest Community College. And you can listen to our live stream at supertalknorthms.com. Just click on the link for the Bank First Ranger Hour. Now, here's your host, Gary Darby.
No Gary Darby today. Hayden King filling in for Uncle Gary. It is the Bank First Ranger Hour, talking everything Northwest Community College. And they got a lot going on up there. They always do, right? With sports and everything going on at the Heindel Center. Then, of course, the academia there on campus, the main one in Senatobia. But, of course, they have the satellite campuses around the state as well. And they got a big soiree. Literally, it is the soiree coming up on Saturday up there at the Heindel Center for the Performing Arts. Big fundraiser for Northwest Community College. And the past couple of weeks, we've had some former alumni that are going to be awarded some awesome awards, including you have Attorney General Lynn Finch, who we talked with last week. Also, Satya Burden, a young man who will be receiving the Young Alumni Professional Achievement Award. And then, of course, we had Mr. John Lamar of Lamar and Hannaford on last week, who will receive the Spirit of Northwest Award. And we got one more that'll be on today, Mr. Ike Sayle, President and CEO of Sayle Oil Company, and they will be awarded the Outstanding Corporation Award this Saturday at the Soiree, a garden gala up there at Northwest Community College. So looking forward to talking with Mr. Sayle about his connection with the university. And my gosh, talk about a great business across the state of Mississippi, Sayle Oil Company. Of course, I'm sure you've taken your ride in there to get an oil change, or if you haven't in a while, it might be time to do so. So take care of that. They got plenty of locations across North Mississippi, and they've also extended into other parts of the country as well, Arkansas and Tennessee. We'll talk to him about that around the middle point of this 9 o'clock hour. Also joining us before that will be Gracie Perry. She is the co-chairman of the Soiree online auction. That auction gets bigger and bigger every year. I believe they have over 100 items you can bid on this year for the soiree. So we'll talk about that. Hopefully she'll give us the rundown. Maybe not all 100 and change of the items, but definitely highlight some of the big ones that you have a chance to bid on there at the soiree. Speaking of that, you can still get tickets. It is one of their largest fundraisers. You can find out more about it. Going to have live music. Going to be a lot of fun this Saturday up there at the Heindel Center for the Performing Arts on the Northwest campus in Senatobia. HeindelCenter.org. All right, and it's not just about the soiree. They got a lot. They have a lot of awesome events coming up there. Of course, Dave Barnes going to be the musical guest this weekend for the soiree up there. You're going to have River Dance. Yeah, River Dance is pretty good. We got some tickets for that show to give away, too, so I'll keep you updated on that. We might try and swing you a couple here during the Bank First Ranger Hour today. Obviously, the film series is coming up. A lot of cool shows, and they've already had a ton of cool shows this year. Also going to have the Bacon Brothers. Yeah, Kevin Bacon, the actor, also a musician. They're going to be up there a little bit later on here this spring. Again, go online, all right? HeindelCenter.org is where you can find out everything going on up there. A lot of great events, and it doesn't matter. If you like music, they have a lot of great musical acts that come through there. If you like live theater, they have that. If you like other shows, stand-up comedy, Larry the Cable Guy was up there earlier this year. I believe last month, if I'm not mistaken. We've had the Blue Man Group. They got something for everyone up there. And I tell you what, if you have not seen a show at the Heindel Center, you're missing out. That place is fantastic. And let me tell you something. You might think, oh, it's, on a community college. It's going to be a, usual auditorium. Not the case, all right? This place is state-of-the-art. It is a great, great venue to take in a show of any form, all right? So check out their full lineup, ticket information as well, HeindelCenter.org. That is HeindelCenter.org. Speaking of Northwest Community College, our good friends, Sports Talk Mississippi, and Thunder and Lightning will be live from Northwest Community College next Wednesday afternoon. Make sure you join us. It's the celebration of champions, once again having great seasons, and also they're going to be unveiling or allowing you to check out the brand new practice facility there for football, and other sports are able to use it. They've been working on that thing a long time. We had a live remote there last summer And that was a big thing, talking to the great folks up there at Northwest, how they were so stoked. They were so excited about this new practice facility. It's finally open, and I've seen some pictures. Dr. Dale sent me a couple inside photos there. Tell you what, man, that place, amazing. Looks so good. Cannot wait to check it out in person next Wednesday, along with the great folks at Sports Talk Mississippi. Brian Haydad, Michael Borky, the crew will be up there broadcasting next Wednesday for Sports Talk Mississippi and Thunder and Lightning from the Northwest Community College campus in Senatobia for the Celebration of Champions and checking out that brand new practice facility. It looks awesome. I really like it. Some other sports news for the Rangers. They're doing all right. Softball, they were in action, played a doubleheader yesterday. They got the win in Game 1 over Holmes Community College, 7-1 there. Then they continued on in Game 2 and scratched one out, 12-11 over Holmes. So they got the double whammy there. Nice job for Northwest Ranger softball, sweeping Holmes there in that doubleheader. You got some rodeo coming up today. Northwest against Arkansas Tech University. I still love that. College rodeo team. So cool. Yeah, were you an athlete in college? Yeah, rodeo. Oh, my. I think that's awesome. Men's tennis also in action. They're taking on Southwest this morning. Volleyball will be playing University of Little Rock, as a matter of fact. And the Ranger men's golf team has ended their season after a 10th place finish at the MACCC Championship earlier this week. So there you go, just a little quick tidbit on some sports going on up there at Northwest Community College. The Rangers, man, they're always a tough team in whatever discipline they're playing in. That's why we celebrate all the champions, and usually there's a lot to go around when we visit them during this time of year, which we will be doing again next Wednesday. Sports Talk Mississippi will be live from Northwest Community College, Celebration of Champions, plus the unveiling of that brand new practice facility, which looks fantastic. When we come back, we'll do some more chit-chatting. That's what we do here, right? But it won't just be me firing off here in the studio. We'll be joined by Gracie Perry, the co-chairman of the Soiree online auction. I love an auction, man. We're going to see what kind of prizes we got this year. Stick with us. It's the Bank First Northwest Ranger Hour on Super Talk 93.7.
This hour is everything Northwest. Your connection to Northwest Mississippi Community College and powered by Bank First. Thanks for joining us on the Bank First Ranger Hour. Join the conversation now by texting 662-426-1093.
That's right. That's how you join the program. Always encourage that. The text line open for you, 426-1093, 426-1093. It is the Bank First Northwest Ranger Hour, talking everything going on at Northwest Community College. And they got a big shindig. Actually, the proper term for it is the Soiree, the Garden Gala, coming up on Saturday up there at the Heindel Center for the Performing Arts. And you know what? What's a soiree without an auction? Right? And I tell you what, they do a great auction up there for the soiree. It's been getting bigger and bigger, and I believe they have over 100 different things you can bid on this year, and we're going to find out. Now, I will warn you now, you cannot bid via the text line here, all right? We're going to take care of that and find out exactly how, where, and when you can bid on things, because right now joining us on the Ranger Hour is Gracie Perry, co-chairman of the Soiree Online Auction. Good morning, Gracie.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm great. We are rolling hard here, getting ready for the soiree, setting everything up today, and just super excited for Saturday.
I bet. Obviously, you know, anytime you have an event for a weekend, that week leading up to it, it's usually like you're on the old tilt-a-whirl. You are spinning round and round and trying to get everything going, and usually you can take a breath after everything's done on Saturday night. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Gracie Perry, join us. All right, Gracie, tell us where you are from and how you found yourself with this position for the soiree auction.
Yeah, so I'm from Senatobia, Mississippi, so I'm local to this area, and I've been employed at Northwest Mississippi Community College for 5 years. I work in the Foundation and Alumni Office as the Advancement Services Coordinator, and a large part of my role is being the database manager as I'm very tech-savvy.
Nice.
Yes, so the Foundation Office coordinates the soiree.
Okay.
So being tech-savvy, I was given the role of overseeing the online auction, as it's a very tedious process of setting up the auction website and loading all the packages for bidding.
My gosh, yeah, that sounds very tedious. How does one do that? I feel like these auctions, usually it's either a live auction or, the old school way was where you had the pen and paper and you had to block out people so they wouldn't outbid you and things like that. How does one go about putting an online auction up and going on the website?
Yeah, so we first start with a platform. Our platform that we used, we partnered with Greater Giving. And then we just basically have to collect all of our auction items, bundle what we want to bundle, and then it doesn't stop there.
Yeah.
Then we have to photograph every auction item to be able to upload it to the website and write a beautiful description that's very appealing to the bidder.
That's right. You really got to sell it on the description, because if it's not a good description, probably not going to get as many bids as you want on that. Gracie Perry, co-chairman of the Soiree online auction. All right, Gracie, so obviously you said you're from Senatobia and you wear a lot of hats up there at Northwest Community College, but how long have you been helping out with the auction, and when was the first one you were a part of?
Yeah, so our first soiree and auction was in 2023.
Okay.
So we are officially on year 4 of the soiree, including the auction, which is super exciting. And each year, this event just keeps building on the other. As every year we have the soiree and auction, there continues to be more interest, and we have more packages and experiences to bid on. I truly believe that the soiree and auction have continued to get better and better each year.
I love that, because you never want an auction to go the other way, right? You want it to grow and keep getting bigger. You want more things for people to bid on, and some more quality items, which is great. And we're going to talk about those items here in a minute. Gracie Perry joining us. She's the co-chairman of the soiree and the online auction. Of course, the soiree coming up this Saturday at the Heindel Center for the Performing Arts. You can find out more about it, heindelcenter.org. So, Gracie, how large of a part does this auction play in the fundraising efforts for Northwest Community College?
In relation to the soiree, about 20% of what we make from the soiree comes from the auction.
Wow.
Yes, so that's an important portion of the fundraising from this event that goes towards making a difference in the lives of Northwest Mississippi Community College students, faculty, and the communities that we serve.
I love that. And that's usually a thing, with these events and whatnot. Obviously, they always say it's a fundraiser for the school, this, that, and the other. But I know people usually go, well, where is this money going? This package I bought, this piece of memorabilia, or this getaway, what have you. Like, where does the money go? And I know that's great. You pointed it out there, where it kind of spreads out evenly throughout different avenues of the university. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct, yes.
That's so cool. I love that. And as we've been saying, this thing's been getting bigger and bigger, entering year 4 here. So I did see in a little bit of some notes here, over 100 items to bid on this year. Gracie, give us a sneak peek. I know the online auction is live now, and we'll talk about that too, but give me some details on some of these items. What are some that have caught your eye that are being offered this year?
So this is always my favorite question, because seeing everything come together with the auction, there's certain items that always stand out. Mm-hmm. And we have some amazing packages to bid on this year. Personally, I love a good trip, as experiences can often last a lifetime.
For sure.
So some of the awesome trips we have this year include an ultimate sports fan experience.
Oh.
So this is for 2 people, where the winner can choose from one regular season MLB, NBA, WNBA, NFL, or NHL games, or a non-major PGA golf tournament to attend.
Wow. Oh,
yes,
like what do you even pick? That's
right?
so
many choices.
So many choices.
We also have some other top-of-the-line sports experiences available to bid on. And additionally, if sports aren't necessarily your thing, we have a Panama City condo stay for 1 week that sleeps up to 14 guests.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that would be an amazing family or friends trip. And then one other item that is super neat was donated by Daryl Ricks with Ideas and Installations. That includes up to 50 feet of granite or quartz countertops for a beautiful kitchen remodel.
Now, the sports packages are always fun. They catch the eye, and the PCB 1 week with up to 14 people. I like that. But this one, my gosh, that's something you're going to throw some coin on. That is a really, really great item.
Absolutely. And look, let me tell you, for all my Oxford people out there, we have tons of autographed memorabilia, with some items being signed by the legend Archie Manning.
Ooh, you know what? The Archie Manning stuff always catches some Ole Miss folks' eye. But even if you were a Saints fan or something like that, sports fan in general, anything with Archie Manning on it, probably going to get some top dollar. So that is some cool items. All right, so we got the sports dialed in. We got the PCB, which that sounds awesome. The 1 week, 14 guests up there, up to 14, I should say. And then, of course, the Daryl Ricks deal with the countertops. That is awesome. Are there any other ones, Gracie, that you're like, you know what? I like this. This is up my avenue.
We just have items for everyone. There's so much that I could go over. We have pizza for a year from Domino's.
Whoa.
Yeah, we have McCarty's Pottery, Peter's Pottery. Lots of local artists were generous with their art and donated pieces to the auction. So there's just something for everyone that I encourage everyone to go check out the auction so that they can see what's actually out there and then possibly find something that they fall in love with.
I love that. That's so cool. Gracie Perry joining us, co-chairman of the Soiree online auction. The Soiree coming up this Saturday up there at the Handel Center for the Performing Arts, the big fundraiser for Northwest Community College. And I think I always love the artwork that's in a silent auction because I feel like, these trips, that's the big ticket item. They're always fun. You want to do it. But the artwork, there's so much underrated artwork that usually gets looked over, and you can sometimes leave with a very, very good deal on a great piece of artwork.
Absolutely. And I do want to mention how everyone can actually bid.
Please do. Yes, that was my next question.
Wonderful. So our auction closes this Saturday at 8:30 p.m., so there's still plenty of time to bid on items. You can find the auction by going to our Northwest website at northwestms.edu/soiree and clicking the big red auction button at the top of the page.
Perfect. Now, when it comes to the online auction, what are the steps I have to go through to be a bidder? Is there like a big process, or is it pretty seamless?
It's pretty seamless, but that is a great question. So you can view the auction items without creating an account.
Okay.
But in order to bid on an auction item, you do have to create an account. And at the time of creating the account, it is going to ask for your card information. Please know that we do not charge your card unless you win an item when the auction closes at 8:30 p.m. We do just go ahead and collect your card information so that we can charge the winning items when the auction closes.
That's fantastic. Good news and some great info there. Gracie Perry, co-chairman of the Soiree online auction. It is live now, and it will end this Saturday during the Soiree at 8:30. Go ahead and sign up, be a bidder, see all the items. I believe, Gracie, it's 104 is the exact number. Is that correct?
So it's grown.
Oh, my goodness.
On the day before we were supposed to start the auction, we gained 2 items, so we're now at 106.
106 items. My goodness. If you can't find anything you want to bid on with 106 items, you must not like anything, because, that's options galore.
Absolutely.
106 items. All right, go ahead and register. Be a bidder now. Of course, bidding ends at 8:30. northwestms.edu/soiree. If you can't spell that, I'm not going to ask you to, but you can Google it, all right? And it'll have the auction button. Hit that, and then, of course, you can see the items like Gracie said before you register, or, you know what, go ahead and just put that card number in now, and who knows, it might be tonight. When you're having dinner, you're going to look and say, man, I want that. And you're going to start bidding. That's how these things go. But It's always a lot of fun. Gracie Perry joined us, co-chairman of the Soiree online auction. And Gracie, 106 items. Where do we think, and you already said about 20% of the fundraising comes from the online auction. Let's talk about next year real quick. How much larger are we going to go with this thing?
I want to continue to grow it as big as we can go.
I love that. Shoot for the moon. Shoot for the stars.
That's right.
I love that. Well, Gracie, you have a great rest of your week. Don't work too hard, but I know that's easier said than done when you got a big old soiree coming up on Saturday. But really appreciate the time, and I hope this thing just continues to grow year in and year out. You're doing a great job so far. Congratulations on your work.
Thank you so much.
You got it. Thank you, Gracie. Gracie Perry, co-chairman of the Soiree online auction. Again, go ahead and register to be a bidder now. northwestms.edu/soiree. All right, and you can see 106 items. 106. It's going to take you a minute to go through all of them. But my gosh, you got some Archie Manning signed stuff, the pro game. Choose any professional sport, even golf, minus the majors. All right, so if you haven't been able to get those Masters tickets through the raffle, you can't do that. But you can go to a tour event. That just sounds like my gosh, the options aplenty. Literally, 106 items. Go ahead and sign up. Become a bidder at northwestms.edu/soiree. Again, northwestms.edu/soiree. You'll see the auction button there, and boom, there you go. You could even look at the items before you put your card info in, and who knows? You might be walking away with a cool trip somewhere. Panama City Beach, 1 week. Up to 14 people. I don't even know if I know 14 people I'd want to take to the beach. And then you got to worry if, you don't want to wreck the place either. I'm not saying I hang around with a rough crew, but, things happen in PCB. But that sounds like a lot of fun for sure. And then, my gosh, just anything that the Daryl Ricks deal, some 50 feet of countertop, golly, sign me up for some home reno that you can bid on. That's really, really cool item. I'm going to go check out and see everything they got there. When we come back, we will be talking with a award winner, or will receive an award coming up this weekend at the soiree. It's Mr. Ike Sayle, president and CEO of Sayle Oil Company. They'll be awarded the Outstanding Corporate Award coming up on Saturday there at the Northwest Soiree, a garden gala. You can find out more about that too, HeindelCenter.org. We'll talk with Mr. Sayle when we come back. It is the Bank First Northwest Ranger Hour on Super Talk 93.7.
Thanks for listening to the Bank First Ranger Hour, your connection to Northwest Mississippi Community College on Super Talk Mississippi 93.7 and streaming live at supertalknorthms.com. Just click on the link for the Bank First Ranger Hour.
It is the Bank First Ranger Hour here on Super Talk 93.7, talking everything Northwest Community College. We've been talking a lot about these great folks and businesses that will be receiving awards at the Northwest Soiree, the Garden Gala, coming up at the Heindel Center this Saturday. And I tell you what, these folks, you'll know them. You've probably used them a few times for either getting your oil changed or getting some propane. They've been around since 1947. We're talking about Sayle Oil Company, a staple in the great state of Mississippi. Now joining us on the Ranger Hour is President and CEO of Sayle Oil Company, and that is Mr. Ike Sayle himself. Hello, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Doing real good. Thank you, Hayden.
I appreciate the time. I know you are a busy man. We were talking off air that might have to slow things down. He thought it was going to slow down a little bit, but the speed keeps ramping up, my friend.
It does. You just got to get geared up for it every day.
That's it. That's all you can do. All right, so first off, Ike, tell us about yourself and the road you took to get involved with the family business that's been here since 1947.
Well, I came into the picture in 1950 when I was born.
Okay.
And I grew up working for Sayle Oil Company. My dad started with just a service station, my dad and my mom. And I just grew up back in the day when you checked the oil and washed the windshield and everything was full service. That was my livelihood at the time. I was earning my allowance. So I just followed my dad to work, and been doing it for, I'm 75, so I've probably been doing it for about almost 70 years.
Wow. A lifelong person, no doubt. Ike Sayle, of course, president and CEO of Sayle Oil Company, and they will be awarded the Outstanding Corporation Award at this year's Northwest Soiree coming up on Saturday. Now, Ike, usually it's kind of a 50-50 split with people who either continue on in their family business or choose to go another avenue. What made you decide to continue the legacy of Sayle Oil?
Well, a lot of reasons. I saw a lot of opportunity. I saw how much my parents poured into it. They worked hard at it, and what it meant to them. And I think, and I enjoy it. It's something I do know something about. I don't claim to know it all, but I know the business, and I enjoy it. And then getting my family involved in it. When my brother was involved, and my sister's husband, my brother-in-law, got involved later on. So it's just been a family business. But, I have to give a lot of credit to the next generation, Generation 3, which is my son and son-in-law. And nieces and nephews, they play a part in it, too, in different parts of it. And even got the fourth generation started in it.
Wow.
We talked about JT, and I got another grandson, Hunter, that really involved in it. But I'd have to give most of the credit now to my son Kevin and my son-in-law Jimmy Stinnett. They're carrying the load now. I'm just there, just there. Maybe pushing a little bit, but I'm there.
You're there. I know you're doing more than just being there. There's no doubt about that. If you've been doing this for 70 plus years, my man. Ike Sayle joined us, president and CEO of Sayle Oil Company. They are going to be awarded the Outstanding Corporation Award at this year's Northwest Soiree at the Heindel Center coming up on Saturday. So, like we've talked about a little bit, Mr. Sayle here, Sayle Oil has been serving the state since 1947 when it started out as just a service station, and obviously it has grown into what it is today. What does that mean to you to continue on the legacy?
Well, I know pride can't be is not always a good thing, but I am proud to an extent of the family being involved, and I'm proud of the employees that we have. We have a lot of good people. We've expanded. We actually cover all of North Mississippi, and we've gone into Missouri and Tennessee, and a little bit in Arkansas, and a little bit in Alabama. We've really spread out, and it's certainly more than one person can do. So we put a good team together, and most of the time we are coordinated pretty good. But I go back to the secret is surrounding yourself with good people, and we've been really blessed.
No doubt about that, and you continue on with the family legacy. You were talking about TJ and everyone. Just saw them last week to get some new brakes and oil change on the old ride, and I tell you what, they did a fantastic job, and the entire team, they really do. I mean, 2 locations right here in the Oxford area, but like you said, you guys are all over North Mississippi, and of course, stretching into other markets, which is fantastic. They're lucky to have you guys because you guys do a fantastic job. We're talking with Ike Sayle, president and CEO of Sayle Oil Company. So you guys are going to receive this Outstanding Corporation Award on Saturday at Northwest Community College. First off, congratulations on receiving that. That is very cool. But how big of an honor is that for you in Sayle Oil?
It's a terrific honor. Actually, I've been involved in the foundation there at Northwest for, I think I'm going on about my 7th or 8th year now.
Nice.
And to see how that school has grown and developed, and the training and education that they give people in here in North Mississippi, and we've employed some of them. They're keeping us supplied with good people. It's remarkable. I went to school there, took some classes back in the '60s, and getting involved in it 7 or 8 years ago and seeing the growth that's happened over those 50-plus years is tremendous. And it's really good for the whole economy in North Mississippi.
I couldn't agree more. And, I'm pretty sure if you ask 10 people in North Mississippi, I'd say about 9 of them have taken a class or at least been somewhat involved in Northwest Community College at some degree or level, which is fantastic. And kind of piggybacking off of your answer there, as we both know, the junior college system in Mississippi is one of the best in the nation, which is awesome. You have great community colleges all over the state, including right there at Northwest Community College up there in Senatobia, and of course their satellite campuses as well. But how important is it that Sayle Oil continues to ensure that Northwest continues on with its great success in the state?
Well, it's really important. Like I say, they keep us supplied with, for instance, at the hospital, people that have been in nursing. I got a shop, mechanics. They got mechanics. Just all walks and facets of life. It's just a good general education there, and those people go out into the marketplace, and they just really make Mississippi a better place to live.
I couldn't agree more, and like you said, and like we kind of said there, I mean, there's so many people in this state, no matter what line of work they're in or whatever they're doing, have usually 9 times out of 10 taken a class or been somewhat associated with Northwest Community College. And, it's one of those things, too, as we know in the business world. Anytime you have a connection with somebody, whether you're looking for a job or just in the workforce, if you say, oh, yeah, I took a class at Northwest, I was a Ranger, played ball there, and then moved on, there's always that connection. And I think that is an integral part of just people here in the state of Mississippi.
Yeah, it certainly is. I run into people every day that, like you say, either played ball there or in the band, involved in the school in some form or fashion, that they're out there and doing good in the workplace and really contributing to the community.
No doubt about that, and you guys do a great job with Sayle Oil. Ike Sayle, President and CEO of Sayle Oil Company, they are going to be awarded the Outstanding Corporation Award, and definitely deserving of that. That's going to be this Saturday at the Northwest Soiree, the Garden Gala. And they're going to be having a big old time up there at the Heindel Center. Mr. Sayle, thank you so much for the time. Again, congratulations on receiving this award. It is definitely well-deserved, and you have a great rest of your day, and keep up the great service. You guys do a fantastic job.
Hayden, I appreciate the time on the radio, and I just can't say enough good things about Northwest. Keep the ball rolling.
We're going to try our best. Ike Sayle, President and CEO of Sayle Oil Company. We appreciate the time. We're going to have more of the Bank First Ranger Hour when we come back after this. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Hayden. Have a great day.
All right, you as well. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Thanks for listening to the Bank First Ranger Hour, your connection to Northwest Mississippi Community College on SuperTalk Mississippi 93.7 and streaming live at supertalknorthms.com. Just click on the link for the Bank First Ranger Hour.
Had some great conversation this morning with some Rangers. Gracie Perry, co-chairman of the Soiree online auction. That ends on Saturday at 8:30. Go ahead and sign up. Be a bidder. northwestms.edu/soiree. 106 auction items. I'm sure you can find something awesome that you want to bid on. Of course, the auction makes up to 20% of what they get for this awesome fundraiser coming up on Saturday. Also want to thank Mr. Ike Sayle, President and CEO of Sayle Oil Company. They will be receiving the Outstanding Corporation Award at the soiree on Saturday as well. Appreciate you guys joining us. Always have a pleasure of being with you. I'm Hayden King. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Later.